Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is your man, Big B, Brian Hanley. Welcome to Steelers Almighty. This is the All-22 breakdown that we do, 10 plays of the offensive line, breaking that down from the Steelers' loss to the Seahawks. Look, it wasn't pretty. We saw the game. We saw the report card. If you haven't, make sure you go check that out. But it just was not pretty. Steelers can't run the football. Didn't do a great job of protecting. I don't know, man. It's got to get better for the Steelers to get better. So, again, remember to like, follow, subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you get in those comments like you guys always do. Tell us what you do and you don't like. And as always, hit that notification bell so you know exactly when Steelers Almighty content comes out. We appreciate you guys. Let's get into this. So, first play from scrimmage here. And it looks like a formation that we hadn't seen, and I actually like this formation. We got Jonnu Smith split out wide. We got Jalen Warren and Kenneth Gainwell in the backfield. Now, the only thing is, look, I'm not that big of a proponent of having Gainwell play so much. I understand the situation with Jalen Warren, but if he's your lead back, play him like your lead back, man. I've been a proponent saying that 18 to 22 touches a game, that's about it, but Gainwell's not giving it to us, but part of that's the offensive line, so we'll see. So, first play right here, let's start from left to right. This looks like a bust of a play right here. So, it just looks like, I'm not sure what happened, but it looks like a bust between McCormick right here and Frazier because nobody blocks the nose. Don't know a football play where nobody's going to block the nose guard. And so I don't know. It's hard to see who's wrong. But if I had to guess, I'm going to guess McCormick. The only reason I'm saying that, look at Frazier and look at his path. He kind of sets the guy up and then he leaves. But if you look at McCormick's steps. It's like McCormick goes the wrong way initially. Look at him. It's like he he steps with his right foot first. Well, if you're trying to block a nose, first of all, look at his step. If you're trying to cut this guy off, your first step can't be back. That's number one. So, doesn't look good there. But if you continue, so Frazier's pass, so already Murphy's in the backfield, and we're not blocking him. I mean, that's not getting blocked. But the play actually looked okay because Fautanu comes around. He seals on the end. And I think they're trying to run the ball. You know, when he comes around, just run the ball right off the hip here. Because you see DK come in. He's going to get anybody that's coming down. It's one-on-one with the corner. You got to be able to make him miss. I didn't like this play design. Don't like this play design. You see Broderick kind of doing his thing. But again, with Broderick, it's like, look, I get tired of constantly bashing Broderick, but just look. He's there. He's in perfect position other than his hands are grabbing this guy. If his hands are inside, that's perfect position. Head's on play side. He's got a wide base. But then his next foot, I'm just like, instead of taking this foot right here and coming up field, he brings it all the way. It's just wild technique. And then he lets the guy out the back door and he basically holds him. I mean, they could call him for holding if they want. And I know you're saying, well, look at him pull his hands away at the end. He's only doing that because he knows he's holding the guy and lets the guy out the back door. It's like, you got to be more physical there. Siamalu does a good job on the backside against Leonard Williams. Jalen Warren does a good job of cutting down the backside. It's just it's a weird play, man. But again, nobody blocking the nose. I don't know a football play where they're not blocking the nose guard. I don't know where they do that at, to be honest. And so it's just the play in itself. McCormick goes the wrong way. I think that play can be better designed. I think that play can be better designed. Okay. Next up, you got 5 men. Looks like they're all bringing pressure here. Freiermuth split out. Let's start from the left with Troy. You get motion. Rodgers motions in. Fautanu. Decent position. I mean, Lawrence is still a good pass rusher, people. I know people act like he's not any good because he's not with the Cowboys anymore. He is still a good pass rusher. Not the best in the league, but still a good pass rusher. Troy's fine here, but he drops that outside foot way too early, and that's the problem. He could still shuffle out a little bit more here, keeping it a strong inside base, but when he drops that foot, he opens the door way too early for a guy like Lawrence. He drops it. He knocks down his outside hand. So when he gets his outside hand knocked down, he has no punch with his left hand at all. You got to get it in there. Again, look at the left hand. It's up here, and then it does a slap technique versus just he could punch right here and get leverage. He doesn't do that. And when he doesn't do that, he's off balance. Now he recovers, which is what you want. He recovers. You know, that's a great job of recovering. But initially, he gets that outside. I just don't like how he opens the gate up so soon. He can still shuffle, but you got to get that left-hand punch. Look where that left hand is coming, man. And it's like an over-the-top slap and doesn't give you any leverage. And when you get your outside hand knocked down, you're off balance, and he's beat, but he's good enough to recover. Good enough to recover. McCormick here against Leonard Williams. Lord have mercy. McCormick, again, super high, okay? That's number one. He's high. His hands come inside, but no punch. You see, it's like there's no power behind that punch because look at his base. I mean, he's off the ground. You have to shuffle. You can't hop. And you go back, he's hopping. And that will get you, I mean, literally you get in position, and that's what happens to you. You can't hop. Look at his feet. Let's just look at his feet and what they do. They're hopping. Instead of him shuffling, they're hopping. Not good. And then that's what happens. You have no power. And you literally have no power in that punch. And that's Leonard Williams. So, I mean, Leonard Williams is really, really good. So you have no power, and Lord have mercy, he takes a bull rush, knocks off balance. He gets saved by Zach Frazier. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Look at that. But that's what happens when you hop into a pass set, and he does it way too much. Way too much. Hops into a pass set. You have to shuffle and slide into a pass set, not hop. And there is a huge difference, as we can see here. This is what happens because he hops and his feet are barely on the ground. He has no power, gets driven back, gets saved. Frazier does a good job saving him. Siamalo slides over, mirrors his guy. Jalen Warren steps up, blows up the linebacker, Broderick does a good job here. Inside. This is what Broderick got beat on constantly last week, was inside move. And so the Seahawks know that. They watch film too, just like we do. Comes inside, steps in, redirects. I'd love to see more punch and keep his head out of it, but that's part of stopping him. And good job. It's a good job there. But McCormick has to do a better job. He's got to do a better job. And then there's a flag on the play because it was defensive holding on Calvin Austin. But just on the back end of this, Pat Freiermuth, I'm sorry, people. Pat Freiermuth has to catch this football. Nobody blocks it. Nobody knocks it away. That's right in his hands. You have to catch that. Got to catch it. There's just no excuse. No excuse. Okay. 3rd and 2. Got Austin in a tight split to the offense's left. Freiermuth in on the right. They come out. 7 in the box. Almost 8. That safety's walking down. We go a little dummy motion to find out the coverage. Roman Wilson. They're in man. They make a little shift. Roman goes back across the formation. We snap the football. Now, the first thing I want you to look, we're going to start this time from right to left. You guys get mad at me from time to time, but look at Broderick Jones on this play. I'm just going to let you look at him and judge for yourself. That's all. I mean, look, you all say I'm too hard on him. Somebody told me last week it was a hit piece on Broderick Jones. Okay. All we're doing is showing you what happened in the football game. Like, this is not made up plays. Like, we didn't AI this. This is literally what happened in the football game. And you're telling me that this is good enough? That's good enough? A better defensive end, and I'm not bashing on 58, but a better defensive end, they make the tackle in the backfield. This ends up being a 9-yard gain, but it damn sure ain't because of Broderick Jones being spun around like that. Again, I'm only showing you what actually happened in the football game. This has nothing to do with a hit piece on Broderick. How about Broderick just give us a little bit better effort than that? And again, this is a play coming towards him. This is not, he's blocking away or anything like that. He's play side on this. He's play side. Oh. But what I do want to mention, at the snap here, look at our main man, Calvin Austin. Now, Calvin Austin's a little guy, okay? Having him being inside and coming down in here and getting in the mix on a running play, not normally ideal. Here's your middle linebacker. Look what Calvin Austin does to this middle linebacker. He goes inside the defensive end, which is tricky enough, gets inside there, gets his pads low, which he's already short, gets underneath, and knocks 13, again, a middle linebacker out of the play. If we can get that kind of effort from other linemen, I won't mention any names, and that kind of technique, even though his one hand is on the outside, he's inside. Yes. Go ahead, Calvin Austin. Siumalu, who was supposed to block him, because Calvin Austin is supposed to come out and get the number one, he's like, well, I'll go ahead and punch this linebacker in the chest. He ran into me. I'll punch him right in the chest. So it opens it up. Good for him. Zach Frazier doing his thing. He's fighting. Zach Frazier's got a guy on his outside shade, basically in a one technique. He reaches him and gets him turned. But again, look at his pad level. You see his pad level, and he's shuffling his feet. He's moving his feet. That's how you reach a one technique on inside zone. Now, the one person, this is a common theme. McCormick, tough day. But you have a 4-eye right here. There's McCormick, Fautanu. You have to double here. I stress it. I've been stressing it since last year, and I'm going to keep talking about it and keep letting you guys know what the hell is going on these run plays. Because 42 is their guy. He will dictate. He will come to you. But you have to get movement here first. This is not movement. Throwing your hand out there. And I get it. 48 is moving forward. But he isn't a threat yet. He's not a threat yet. You got to get movement. You've got to, and again, that's Leonard Williams. A little bit more of a hand for Fautanu. Fautanu's fighting, but he's expecting more help. And he doesn't get it. I mean, inside zone, you got to double the man. And they don't. And it becomes trouble. And so there's leakage. Not to mention when McCormick gets there, does he really even block the man? Like, is that what you classify blocking? I don't know. So he doesn't give help. His path is pretty good, but he doesn't do enough. Like, he doesn't do enough here. So, I don't know. Just not enough for me. But again, you got to give help to Leonard Williams. You got to give help on the inside. Fautanu fought, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Don't like Freiermuth on the backside here, but it's the backside. You do enough. Your guy's not making this play and doesn't make this play. So I like Scotty Miller getting involved. Roman Wilson. I like Roman Wilson getting involved. Gets thrown down, but he gets in there, gets in the way. I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. All right, next up, DK in a tight split. And, on this one, Rodgers holds the ball too long. I mean, we saw a lot of that in this game. Sends Jalen Warren in motion, but Rodgers holds the ball too long on this one. Let's start with Troy here, okay? Troy, good inside set, sees the guy come inside. Again, that's DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence is a good pass rusher, has been for a long time in this league. A twist. He basically blows up the twist because look at his feet. Good quick step. He's got a wide base and punch. Look at that. Look at that. That punch. Inside. Physical punch. So often our tackles don't punch. But look, he stuns them and stops it. And look what he does to DeMarcus Lawrence. Just knocks him off balance. Which is literally what you're wanting to do, people. You can do that. He's trying to come inside. Fautanu says, absolutely not. You're not crossing my face. Boom. That's literally how they teach it. That's literally how they teach it. Now, McCormick, again, the technique with our main man, McCormick, he gets out here in good position. But it's that next step. Too much jump setting. Again, he's hopping again. You see his feet come off the ground. He's hopping. But he's in position. Problem, drops this foot. Why are you dropping this foot? He ends up dropping this foot versus staying square. But again, you can't hop into pass sets, man. It's just not going to work. can't hop into pass sets. This guy basically, he looks like he's crossing his face, but it's a dummy. But look where his position is now. That's not how you pass a stunt or a twist. You don't do it. You don't pass it that way. He's not parallel. He's not, or I should say, he's not square. I mean, look, he's got the gate open. Let's just say Fautanu doesn't get such a good punch here, and this guy's coming inside. McCormick's beat. McCormick is beat. But because Fautanu gets such a good punch, he's not. But, yeah, you got to stay square. You can't drop that outside foot. He drops it. He's all over. And even then, he gets knocked back. Even then, he gets knocked back. Because he's not on balance. I mean, look at his feet. Gets knocked back. His feet are together. There's nowhere where you pass block when you have such a narrow base where your feet come together. I mean, look at his feet. Look at this. They do not teach that at any level of football. Why we are doing it at this level is mind-blowing. Don't know. Frazier's in good position. And again, Frazier saves him. Frazier saves McCormick because he's there. But McCormick, again, is beat on this play. It's a tough day for McCormick. I like Isaac Seumalo here. The only problem that I have with Seumalo on this play, and he does it a lot, he ends up dropping this outside foot and opening the gate. You just have to mirror him and slide side to side. You can't try to bail yourself out and drop this inside foot. Because, again, if there was a twist and this DN was coming inside and he drops this outside foot, it's wide open. That's why the guards can't drop their outside foot. They can't do it for that specific reason alone. So, Broderick's pretty good besides the finish. I like what Broderick does here. See Amala drop that foot? He drops that foot once there's pressure. Problem is his hand placement. Right there, up on the shoulder. You got to get it inside on the breastplate. And so because he doesn't, his bailout is, well, I'll drop my foot and wall him off. It's good. It's still, look, there's no pressure here, but you would love to see him stay square. That's all. Got to stay square. Let's start with Broderick. Broderick, again, is usually always in good position, off the snap. He usually is always in good position. I would like to see Broderick have a little bit more knee bend here. Because, see, here's where the contact is, and he headbutts. He lunges. A good defensive end is snatching down that inside or somewhere and going right by Broderick. That's where the difference is. He's in good position. But look at Troy Fautanu on contact. Look where he is on contact. Wide base, knee bend, punch. Now you look at Broderick. Feet come together. Lunges forward. That's not how they teach it. It's like Broderick is using his head as a deterrent versus his punch. Is Broderick hurt? Does he have shoulder or knee problems or shoulder or elbow problems or something? Because he should just be able to punch versus using his head as a deterrent. Now the guy, he's underneath, but his hand placement is bad. It's under the armpit that you can't block like that. Now, DN doesn't have good technique either, but Broderick's bigger, stronger. But then Broderick just stops here. Like, look, he runs him around the wheel, and I'm going to give him credit for running around the wheel because we've seen Broderick quit on plays a lot earlier than this. He doesn't. He runs him around the wheel. which that's exactly what you want to do. But then look what he does. Play's not over. And you can't tell me it's like your man's right there. You're looking at him. He just stops. You can't stop. You can't stop. So, but you look at Aaron Rodgers, he got to throw this football. There's time here. There is time here. And what they don't show, what you can't see on this, on the wide angle, running up the seam here, Freiermuth is wide open, and he's behind the defense. And Aaron Rodgers looks at him, but he doesn't throw it. Even here, you step up, right across the middle. This is DK Metcalf coming across here. You got to throw, or I think it's Roman Wilson, excuse me. He could have stood in this pocket. He could have stood in here. Even if he manipulates up here, he could have thrown that football. That's open. But he steps into a blitz. Hey. Yeah, not a blitz. He steps into a sack. But there's guys that were open on this football play. You know, we blame the line a lot. Seahawks is blocking his guy. But you run up into a sack. Like Zach Frazier is fine here. Did you run into him? Well, that's not his fault. What do you want him to do? And look, every NFL pocket isn't perfect, but he doesn't have to bail out. You see him bail out right here? He doesn't have to bail out, but he does. And maybe he's thinking, oh, okay, the guys are behind me. I got to get out of here, but he didn't have to. He literally didn't have to. And then he runs into a sack. That's not Seahawks' fault. That's not Seahawks. Not in my book. Not in my book. Can't run into a sack, people. All right. Next play. First and goal from the 9. 5-yard gain by Jalen Warren. Zach Frazier opens up a huge hole. So here we got Zach Frazier, obviously in the center here. He's got a shade right over top of him. Look at the movement that Zach Frazier gets. Let's see if this guy ends up right where the end of the marker is. Got Connor Hayward in the game. Run a little motion. Connor Hayward. Zach Frazier. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He takes him 2 holes over. That's a big hole right there. Okay. Now, Connor Hayward, I don't know. I'd like to see him plant this guy, but it's a defensive end. You're Connor Hayward. He gets in the way. He doesn't chop the guy down, but he does enough. It's enough. We can nitpick. You'd like to see that guy get on the ground or at least off his path a little bit more than this because he almost makes the play. He almost makes the play, but good enough. That's good enough. Look, it's the NFL. You don't have to knock everybody down. You just need to get in the way sometimes. That's all you need to do. We're running straight ahead. Straight ahead. Now, again, I get tired of saying this. We got a double team here. Get into the double team. Your double team is to this man. He will come to you. He will. That's not a double team, just putting a hand on top of his shoulder. And if you notice, 13 hasn't moved. He just slides across the formation. He hasn't moved. So you have time to get movement. Now, Fautanu steps down inside, deeper inside. Remember the last one, he didn't get down there far enough. But he does on this one. He gets down in there, but that's not helping. First of all, look how high McCormick is. I mean, he's standing almost straight up here. Yeah, you got to get a double team and get movement. But Fautanu does a good job. But then when McCormick actually gets to the linebacker, this time he does a good job. I'll take it. And Fautanu's guy makes the tackle, or he's in on the tackle, but he keeps driving. I mean, this is a good gain. It's a 5-yard gain right up the middle. Look, Washington on the outside pushing his guy. See Amalu trying to wall off. Broderick trying to wall off. You know, it's tough for Broderick. I mean, guy on the outside and he runs away. I mean, you know, you can only do so much. The guy folds behind somebody, but he doesn't give up on the play. He gets in the mix. I like this kind of play. Right up the middle, super physical. The only thing, I don't like how high McCormick is on the linebacker. See how high he is right there? I'd like to see his pad level way lower than that because he is standing straight up. He's in the way, does a good enough job, but he gets stood up, but he's bigger than him, so his leverage is going to carry him, so it's a good job. I'll take it. Again, up the middle. That play's made by Zach Frazier, though. Zach Frazier and Troy Fautanu. They make this play. A lot of leg drive. Okay, now, this next play, people, this one's a little tough. I'm conflicted on whether this one is on Rodgers or if this one is on Troy Fautanu. This is a holding penalty, but so let's just look at it together and let's just see. Because I'm conflicted on whose fault. At first glance, I'm thinking, yeah, this is still Troy's fault, but we'll see. We'll see. So, again, Troy gets out. He's in good position, but, again, this left hand here, I don't like it that they swirl and it's a slap versus, remember the stunning defensive end where he punched directly in the chest and stopped him immediately? You can do that every time, people, or that's at least the objective. Look where his hand is now. That is nowhere near punching anybody. It's up top and it slaps on the guy. Now, I get it. He's knocking the guy's inside hand down. Okay? But if he punches straight and stuns him immediately, it can stop his pass rush. It can stop his momentum. But he doesn't do that. He goes to knock his hand down because the guy's hands are out there. So he goes to knock it down, but he has no leverage here because guess what? His right hand doesn't do. His right hand just grabs versus punching. His right hand just grabs. And here, his feet, they come together. When you're in a pass set, your outside leg, when someone, especially at the tackle position, this leg has to move first. This goes first, and then this comes. And you shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. But he doesn't do that. He moves his inside leg, and look at his base. And that's the telltale story. You're not pass blocking like that, people. You're just not. And so his next thing is to drop his foot way too early. And then both feet are off the ground. So he knows he's in trouble. He kicks that right leg basically behind him and opens up the gate way too early. So when the guy attacks that shoulder, he doesn't have leverage. And even though he's knocking this arm down, he has no leverage. See that? No leverage. So now he's off balance because when his feet are off the ground, this lineman is driving and he turns his shoulder. So, I mean, he grabs the back of him. That's why they called holding. But I think Rodgers here can step up or slide a little bit to the left. He can do that. But then it's almost like he does it too late. And I get it. He's looking downfield. But that's holding. And it's holding. And the ref throws a flag immediately, unfortunately. Go back. McCormick blocks Leonard Williams one-on-one, and he does it pretty good. Keeps a wide base. Shuffles in front. And this is why myself and others get so frustrated with the offensive line. Leonard Williams is a top 10, probably a top 6 defensive tackle in the National Football League. Call it top 10, anywhere between 10 and 6, depending on your preference. Okay? Mason McCormick blocks him one-on-one in a passing situation by himself. Absolutely no help. So it's not that guys can't do it. It's we just don't see it consistently enough. And that's where we get frustrated. This is perfect. He's mirroring him. He didn't drop his inside shoulder. He even goes inside. But when Leonard goes inside, he's attached. Look at his hands are inside. His hands, so that's not holding. His hands are inside. He shuffles back across. That's a great job by Mason McCormick. Great job. But again, that's why people get frustrated, is because you see them do it. You see them do it. Now, here's another thing about Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers sticks in, if he just steps up or just a little bit to the left, Calvin Austin is wide open. And he stays wide open. Just continue. If he slid to the left, he's open. But he doesn't do that. Now, I know you'll say, well, he's being attacked. I get it. But slide left. Your peripheral has to be able to see this. But he doesn't. Doesn't do it. Other side, Frazier got Murphy. He's basically got him handled. And the guy, that's what happens. You kind of demoralize pass rushers sometimes. When they come to rush, it's a double team, but Frazier's got him by himself. He's not doing nothing. Our main man, Broderick. Look, I like Broderick's fight. His technique is all over the place on this play, but I like his fight. I mean, look at his base. Terrible. Bent over at the waist versus at the knees. Not ideal. But he moves his feet because he is athletic. He's athletic. There ain't no doubt. He doesn't quit on the play. He gets his hands back in place where the defender's not great. Broderick bent over again, but he's fighting. He's fighting. Again, technique all over the place. Super wild. But 50%, hell, 65% of the battle with Broderick Jones, and everybody knows it, is his effort. He doesn't quit here. So I'm going to give him credit for that. I'm going to give him credit because we've seen him quit. Hell, in this All-22 breakdown, we saw his effort on a play that was some of the most ridiculous effort that I think we've ever seen. But he doesn't quit here. So give him credit. Technique, again, all over the place. All over the place. But you know what? When you're big and athletic, sometimes you can get by if you just try. That's all. Just try, and you can get by with it. So I'm going to give the man credit here. I'm going to give him credit. Good for him. All right, this next play here is that 65-yard pass to Jalen Warren. And I'm going to say Broderick is great here, and McCormick, I'll let you decide. But let's start with Broderick Jones, okay? Again, Broderick is usually always initially in good position. I don't like his hands. I don't like that. But you know what? He redirects. The only thing that I would say is maybe he could recognize this earlier. But he's in position. He sees it. And then he redirects. And yes, sir. Yes, sir. Get physical with it, people. Yeah, Broderick. That's what we want to see. Get physical, collapse the whole damn thing down. Now, you look at Seahawks. Seahawks is doing yeoman's work here because he's got this tackle. Broderick doesn't get there quick. And see Seahawks bring his hand off because he sees the guy. And then he takes his hand. He's like, oh, goodness, I'm going to have to block two guys. Come on, Broderick. He's like, come on, man. Get there. Help me. Help me. And Broderick does, and ends up collapsing the whole thing. Like I said, maybe see it a little quicker, but I like the aggression. I like the aggression. Look, we just talked about his effort. When he gives it, stuff looks like that, and we'll take this. We'll take this. Now let's go back to the snap. See Zach Frazier here? Zach Frazier is fine, but look at our man Mason McCormick. Okay? Lord have mercy. All right. So, again, at the snap, it's not like he's got an outside shade here that he's looking at. It's like, where are you looking? Right here. And I get it. I'm sure they have a double team, and the double team is to this linebacker if he decides to come. I get that. I totally understand. So that's where he's looking. So if that backer comes, that's your all's guy. Okay, that's fair. But that's not what happens. He never puts his eyes on the one technique. He never does. Doesn't look. He's looking outside. But now, where is he going? It's like, you don't even attempt to block the one technique. You throw a weak arm out there that he knocks off immediately. You see that? See this? He knocks his arm off immediately. Look at his feet. Horrible technique. And then he tries to butt block him. Ladies and gentlemen, we saw this last year out of him. This is year 2, and he's still butt blocking. Somebody explain it. He's still butt blocking, and now there's in no world does this happen. Should you be doing this pass blocking with your facing the quarterback, blocking no one? At no time should this be a thing. And don't give me, well, at least he's got an arm in here trying to hold him back. No. This is horrific. Like I said, he's got a one shade, and it's a shade on him. It'd be one thing if it was a shade on the center. Even still, you got to help. But the shade is literally on him. And that's all you're going to do is throw a weak little arm out here? Come on, man. That's bad. That's bad. It's bad. Technique's got to get better. Pat Meyer, come on, man. Come on. I mean, what does the meeting room look like? Just think about this for a second, guys. If we are seeing this like this, what do you think the meeting room looks like? I mean, you don't think they looked at this play and said, what the hell are you doing here? Of course they did. Wow. That is bad business, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at Troy Fautanu. Troy gets out. Again, Troy's a pretty good technician, so his first step's good. Again, I don't like the hand placement. I just don't like the hand placement of a lot of these guys, man. It's outside, on the shoulder. See where it goes. Up high and on the shoulder versus inside on the chest plate. One of them's got to be inside. Neither of them are. But he's in position. But he's a little high. The defender's into him. But he's bigger than him. And he's more athletic than him. So he can stop the rush. But it's not great. It's not great technique, but he's bigger. But again, he's big, he's athletic. And when he goes to lean, he stops it because he's bigger than him. So I'll take the rep. Technique's not great, but I'll take the rep. And then Rodgers slides out, which is what he's supposed to do. Again, go ahead, Rodgers. Go ahead and get nasty with him and just collapse the whole damn side. get this out, and then Jalen Warren gets busy and kind of does his thing. I mean, that's a broken tackle. Makes a guy fall right on his knees. This guy starts praying to Jesus. Prays to Jesus. Says, help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. Brutal, but I'll take it. Help me, Lord. Lord doesn't help him that day. Breaks another tackle. Kind of what he does. DK gets down there, gets in the way. Another guy doing ballerina moves out here to make a tackle. He's trying to ballerina. He does the Mason McCormick, spins around. Freiermuth down there saying, come on, man, let's go. Let's get busy. Roma Wilson down there. But look at DK Metcalf. This is why, look at DK. Look how fast DK Metcalf runs down here. He's like, I'm going to hit somebody. But then he doesn't because he's like, they're behind the play. I'm not going to do it. That's great effort. Trying to get a touchdown. McCormick gets a block. Gets chased down at the end. I know Calvin Austin. Look, Calvin Austin. I mean, hell, what are you supposed to do? You're running in front of them. Can't block everybody, man. You did your job. You're trying to get out in front of them. That's great effort. Great effort. I love the O-line play there. I love the O-line play across the board, minus Mason McCormick, which was absolutely pathetic. Again, with the famous butt block. Whew, brutal. Okay, so this is the second play after that long gain. So initially, because remember the first play we get cute and Rodgers has to ground it because Super Hayward doesn't even attempt to get over and block a guy, but that's a different conversation for a different day. But this one, when I first saw it live, I thought, Mason McCormick, what the hell are you doing? What is going on? So we motion across. That's not the issue. So you get McCormick here. All right. And I'm assuming this is supposed to be a double team, and then so you see Fautanu basically is in behind him. But McCormick's in good position right here. He's in good position. And then instead of hitting Leonard Williams, Fautanu hits McCormick. Well, you can't hit your own guy. At first, like I said, when I first saw this, I'm like, well, damn, McCormick, you just let him ragdoll you. No, that's not what happens. He hits McCormick. Now, granted, Leonard Williams is trying to do this. He's trying to throw him down. But Fautanu literally pushes him in the back. Now, you could say that McCormick's base is not great because you go back, you can't block guys like this. When you're going to block, look at his base. Fine here, but you notice right in here, you see where his next foot comes. You're too narrow. You're not blocking guys, especially Leonard Williams, with a narrow base like that. That's just not going to work. There's one foot, there's the other foot. You're not blocking him like that. And then you don't even move your other foot, but Fautanu comes and pushes you in the back. So when Leonard Williams is already trying to drag you across his face, you also get pushed in the back, and then you end up on the ground. So it's tough. And the double team, like I said, there is a double team that's supposed to come here, and they're going to the middle backer, but his footwork doesn't allow him to even get through. And then also his man pushes him in the back. His base is bad. I mean, his first step is fine. His first two steps are fine. He just needs to keep going with them. He keeps shuffling. But when you take that long stride like that, you see in the middle of Williams' legs there, you take that long stride, you got no shot when your base is that narrow trying to block a guy that good. I mean, they're almost right behind each other. That's not going to work. You have no leverage, and then you never see his left foot reappear in the screen anywhere, do you? You never see it. It's almost like it's in cement. Look at his foot. It's like this foot never moves again. Can't do that. Gets moved finally after he gets shoved, but it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. So, fine with Frazier and Seahawks. Broderick, not great effort, but the play is supposed to go inside, so it is whatever. It's just kind of a mesh. Frazier actually comes off of the double team. It's a good job. He gets who he's supposed to get to. But this play gets blown up at the start. It's just not great. And then Jonnu, you got to get inside. But that play gets blown up right in the middle. Right in the middle. Oof. It's a tough day for Mason McCormick, ladies and gentlemen. It was a tough, tough day. So next up, got Gainwell in the backfield. It's 3rd and 2. Okay? It's a good play. This is the one that Freiermuth catches on the sideline. We'll start with Broderick here. Again, kicks out. Too high. You can see it already. Too high. Bend your knees. Just look at him and how high he is, and look at Fautanu. Broderick's a little taller, but look at the knee bend. Bend your knees more, my man. Got to bend your knees more. And again, his footwork. He kicks, slide. Good. Keep going. But then he brings his feet all the way together. Not great. Not great. Broderick has now started to use his head. I don't know what told him that that's a technique or a good one for him anyway. But here we have, you look at his arms, out wide. Defender is into his chest. Broderick's bent again over at the waist. Not a lot of knee bend. And he headbutts. It basically gets headbutted. And now look at his feet. It's going backwards. Because he didn't have a solid base. He didn't have his knees bent. He didn't punch. And there you go. We're off to the races. Now, he gets back. Doesn't end well for Broderick. But let's go back to the snap. Let's look at Troy Fautanu. Fautanu, again, this is Leonard Williams who's out there rushing on him. Opens up that gate too early, and Leonard Williams, smart guy, what does Leonard Williams do? He's going to attack that front leg. Like, you open up with this foot, this is way in front of you, Leonard Williams is going to attack that edge and immediately. And that's literally what he does. And Troy gets caught lunging. See him lunging right there. Can't do it. And he's off balance because look at his feet. They're not teaching you that. Now he's got to try to drop his inside foot because he knows he's beat. That is not a position that you're supposed to be in as a pass blocker at all. Bent over again. Bent over at the waist versus the knees. But he got himself out of position. This wasn't a great game for Troy Fautanu either. But look at that arm. Look at this left arm. Look at this hand. And look at the slap. Versus his hands inside and punching here and here. He slaps. He just slaps. And it's early. And he lunges way too early. See, when the hand comes outside, if he has his hand inside here, he can control him better. Even when he makes the move inside, like he did earlier. Remember when DeMarcus Lawrence tried to slide inside on a twist? He punched him dead in his chest and stopped DeMarcus Lawrence in his tracks. Well, part of that is that he was parallel here. More parallel. Here, he opens up the gate way too soon, and he gets beat inside, and it's not a good look. Now, he does fight, and he doesn't quit, which helps him. But not a good rep by Troy Fautanu. Look at that. Whew. But again, he doesn't quit, and he helps his quarterback get outside, because that's all you can ask. Look, I'm beat. For whatever reason, I'm beat. Now the next thing is I got to show some effort and don't quit so I don't get my quarterback killed. And he does that. I'll give him credit for that. You got to give him credit for that, but this is not a good rep for him. Seahawks doesn't have anybody. His guy bails out. Frazier slides over. But our man McCormick again. Okay. First thing. He's got a guy here, but he knows the line's sliding right. He knows he's got a block here. So him looking that way is not a problem. Slides over, zero punch. His man's coming right at him. And look where his hands are. Why would you have your hands like this? There's no reason for your hands to be flying like a bird. Zero reason for that. Then he brings him down, and he's beat inside because he didn't punch. Because guy's running right at him, just punch him in his chest. Doesn't do that. Guy goes inside. He has no punch. He's standing straight up, as you can see. Straight up. He's off balance. And he ends up, because he doesn't punch, the guy just crushes Zach Frazier. Because that's part of the twist game. I'm going in. My job is just to blow up this center so I can get around and maybe seep through. If you punch him and pass him off properly, but Frazier's good, he sees it and is able to recover. But McCormick's off balance. It's simple things like that. Like, this is at the snap. Okay. Your hands are out wide. Now get your hands back inside. Look at all the linemen. Broderick hand got him back inside. Seahawks inside. Frazier inside. Troy's one hand is inside. The other one's outside. Because what he's doing is he's feeling in case that guy, they're on a twist game. So he's got a feel for it. McCormick doesn't have the feel for both guys. So, I don't know. It's just not a good rep here. But at the end of this play, Broderick again, he's already beat. And then he gets beat again because he gives up. He's beat, but he has an opportunity here to slide in front of this guy. He's beat, I get it. Standing straight up, I get it. But he still has an opportunity. And then he quits. He quits. See? Right there. He quits. And just lets his quarterback get crushed. Bad, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Just not a great rep. There's a great throw. Getting hit. Freiermuth makes a crazy catch on the sideline. We'll take it. O-line got to be better, though. Aaron Rodgers is going to get killed if he keeps taking those kinds of hits, especially on 20-yard pass plays. He's going to get hit like this every week. He's going to end up getting hurt. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. All right, we're in 3rd and 6 here. Seattle 30. This one, Rodgers misses Jonnu for, and maybe it's a touchdown, maybe it isn't, but it could be a big play. But he misses Jonnu Smith. Rodgers got to be able to make this throw. Let's start from the right. Okay? Pockets, number one, ladies and gentlemen, are not always going to be clean in the National Football League. Like, you are not always going to get the perfect pocket for your quarterback to be in to throw the football. That's not realistic in the National Football League to constantly have that. Sometimes you got to make a play for your O-line. Just like your O-line's got to make a play for you, sometimes you got to make a play for them as the quarterback. So let's start with Broderick here. Don't like the set. Again, he's out in front. He lunges. There is no knee bend at all. No knee bend, bent over at the waist, head down, looking down. That's where you hit. Not good enough. Could have called holding or hands to the face here. They don't. We'll take it. They don't call it. It's not my problem. But he gets out of there. That's a bad set again by Broderick. Again, I know people say, oh, this is a Broderick Jones hit piece. This is not AI again, people. We didn't make up the plays. This is just what he put on tape, and we're going to talk about it. Troy Fautanu, I like what he does here. The only thing, he opens up the gate. Again, he's been opening up his gate in this game way too early. Way too early. But I like the punch. And he runs him around the wheel. And again, Rodgers helps. Because, again, he opens up his gate way too early. This foot it goes back way too soon. He can keep shuffling and let DeMarcus Lawrence run into him and punch. See? He's already turning his shoulders, but he doesn't run him up the field. I could see if, okay, you know what? He's here, and he decides, I'm going to be in this position. His feet, by the way, aren't in good position. But if he decides to run him up the field like this, okay. But he tries to take him around the wheel way too soon. And it creates a problem too early because Rodgers that's the top of his drop right here. Well, look where Fautanu is. Yeah, it's way too narrow. Way too narrow. Opens it up. His hands are fine. It's just his feet aren't fine. So, but Rodgers helps him. And again, he stays attached. Doesn't let his guy get free. McCormick is super sloppy here. Again. But at least he passes the twist perfectly. I'll give him credit here. Slides over. But see this foot? Instead of this foot moving over and then he can bring this one, he never gets that left foot back. He takes it straight back versus sliding over. But he stays in front of him. That's holding. They could have called that if they wanted. I'm glad they didn't because that happens basically on every damn play. See, Amalu waits. He does a good job. He knows something's coming back. That's exactly what you want to do. I see it. I'm there. He steps up. Okay. Now, this is what I'm talking about with Jonnu Smith. This is Jonnu Smith right here, and he's running across. Aaron Rodgers could throw the ball here. You'll see as the play unfolds, there's a safety, but the safety is up there. Like the safety is not in play. The safety is not in play. Jonnu Smith, he's open. Aaron Rodgers can throw this football. This is the play where he goes to try to scramble, but he can throw this football. He can throw it right here, right up in that area. There is no safety there, and that's at the 15-yard line. Again, maybe it's a touchdown, maybe it isn't, but it's a big play. It's definitely a first down. Look at that. He can still throw the ball, and he's looking to throw the ball. So it kind of makes you wonder, what are you looking at here? You see? He could still throw it. You see all this room? All that room. There's a defender there, and as you can see, just coming into the screen, That's the safety. There is nobody up here, people. Nobody. See? There's nobody up there. Now, by this time, he's already decided to run the football, which is crazy to me. Like, he can throw it here. He can throw it here. But he's made his decision. Okay, I'm going to try to outrun him. You don't need to try to outrun him. You can throw the football, man. Throw the football. He's not past the line of scrimmage yet. At least I don't think. Yeah, he ain't past the line of scrimmage yet. Got plenty of time. I like how he helps his lineman out, though. Been doing this a long time. Good for him. But this is a big play. Rodgers got to throw it. He's got to throw it. He could still throw it. But instead, he tries to outrun him. You see all that green grass? There's nobody else that's up there. Heck, he could throw it right here if he wanted to. Now, clearly, he's already made up his mind to run the football, but this is the line of scrimmage. So he could even throw it right now. Just throw it right there. There's the safety. Again, maybe he tackles Jonnu Smith. Maybe he don't. I don't know. But he could throw the football. Instead, he tries to run. Not even close to the first down. 3rd and 6. And again, you're going to get hurt taking those kinds of hits, man. There's no reason for that. Take a look here. He brings Jalen Warren. Little dummy motion. We do that a lot. We're in man. Or they are in man, I should say. Not we. All right, let's start with Troy here. Good position. Little hand fighting. I like it. Knock the guy's hands down. Doing a little hand fighting with him. But you're in good position. You're wide. Gate opens up a little bit, but he's strong at the point of attack here. Pushes him wide. Go to Broderick. They're on a twist game. Yes, sir, Broderick. Yes, sir. We'll take it. We'll take it. That's a great job. We'll take it. It's a little tall, but we'll take it. Doesn't get too deep. Sees it immediately. Collapses the guy. Passes it off. It's exactly what you want. Again, when Broderick does it bad, we're going to scream it. When Broderick does it good, we're going to scream it. It's a great job right here by him. Great job. Siamalu, same thing. See the twist? He sees it coming. Passes it off. Great job. McCormick. Again, that's Leonard Williams. I'm trying to figure out McCormick sometimes, people. Like, this is a 3 technique. Okay? He's over top of you. Even if the line is sliding right, this is your guy. Now, he's going to get help to the inside, but where is he? He's looking for the double team all the time. That's Leonard Williams, and he's on you. Block him. Could be much more forceful. Because look at this. Look at his feet. Why aren't you square to the line of scrimmage? And if your guy's out here or here and they come running outside, okay, you can go get them at that time. But the more important threat or the more immediate threat is that 3 technique who just happens to be Leonard Williams. I don't get it. And then it's almost like he's looking to help Fautanu. I'm like, block your man. See here, the guy, he's literally on you. Just block your man. I don't know. Again, the job gets done, but if the defense is doing something different here, it's just not how they're going to teach you how to pass block. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And Rodgers runs into this one. Now, Rodgers got to throw the football here. You can't hold the football forever. You got plenty of time. I mean, take it all the way back. I mean, here he is. Top of the route here. I mean, you could throw the ball to Jalen Warren right now. I know there's a guy there, but get rid of the football. Get rid of it here. You could throw it to Jalen Warren right there. Get rid of it. But Broderick quits. All that praise that I gave to Broderick Jones, and then he quits. You can't quit. You cannot quit. They didn't quit. It's like Broderick wants to block for only a certain amount of time, and then he stops. And that's the problem. Look how good he is here. And he turns a great rep, into a terrible one. Because he stops blocking. He's in position right here. And Broderick thinks, well, the ball should be gone. And you can see it. Look at his head. He's engaged here, and then he looks almost like he's looking to see where the ball got thrown. Look at his head. He turns it out. Why aren't you looking at this guy? He turns it to see, oh, where'd the ball go? And then he stops blocking. He stops blocking. And that's the problem. Now, Rodgers can get rid of the football. Number one, on this play, there wasn't anybody open. I mean, Jalen Warren was the only guy open on this one. And he doesn't throw it to him. So there's nobody open down the field for Rodgers to throw the ball. But Broderick quits blocking on this play. And again, he turns a great rep into a terrible one, all because he quits. And again, you can say that Rodgers needs to get rid of the football. Yeah, he does. He needs to get rid of the football. But if they don't blow the whistle, you don't stop blocking. It's just that simple. So I appreciate it, everybody, man. Thank you guys again, as always, for being here. Let me know what you do and you don't like. Remember to like, follow, subscribe in those comments, as always, and hit that notification bell so you know exactly when Steelers Almighty content comes out. I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you again, and aloha.